I have got a PhD in life. I'm spending my whole weekend in my pajamas and I'm not doing shit. You don't pay my bills or suck my dick. So like, what do I care what some random person on the internet thinks of me? A new year, new me. You gotta have some fun. God, Tim, everything you touch just like is amazing. And I want to tell that person, no the fuck it's not. I'm only trying to make one fucking person happy, and that's Tim Castleman.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, Tim Castleman. Welcome back to another episode of Tim Talks. Sad boy season. Your boy, Timmy C, is in a funk. I'm loading up the magic machine. I slept in late today. I took a shower to reset today. I watched some comedy, and none of it is fucking working. I opened a new Coke to replace the old Coke, and the old Coke is still the new Coke because it was so fresh, because I was so distracted by being a sad little boy that I am right now. Let me tell you some good news. First of all, freedom! I can't even, see, I don't even have that octave range. That's why I'm so sad. Editor, leave this bong rip in. Bong rip, Sir Jesus! Knew it was coming. Tried to hold it in. Leave all that shit in. You let people know there's a dedication to the craft. Man, it's okay. Good news, if you will. Freedom, right? Finally, after being a grown adult and 42 years of age in 3 weeks, I have my house back to myself. Did I celebrate with immediate pizza delivery and bong rip weekend? Yes, I did. Listen, love my family. Love having my friends, family. I love when anybody visits. Fills my heart. My cup overfloweth. All the good things you're supposed to say. But sometimes it's just like, get the fuck out of my house. I just want to smoke weed and watch the last season of Ozark on Netflix. Just leave me alone. I don't want to hear every conversation you have on the phone via speakerphone. I don't want to listen to every Facebook video that you watch. You know, I don't need old Westerns that are broadcast in like 240 HD, you know, look like they're hand etch-a-sketched on my 70-inch big screen TV because I'm a baller. So Daddy Dearest goes. Great time, good catching up. He got a lot of work done, et cetera, et cetera. He's back home doing what a man deserves to do. When he's worked as hard as he has, nothing. And that's great. And then I was like, well, that, you know, okay, it's a long weekend. It's the first weekend you've had in for yourself. So let's just do a little self-care weekend. Was supposed to go see 2 amazing music artists. I said no to both. I said no to one. Then I said, you know what? We'll rebound. We'll do it again. I said no to number 2. A little worried, a little concerned. Is the love of photography weaning? What is happening? I don't know. I just like, you know what? A self-care weekend. I'm going to light a candle. I'm going to eat, love, pray. I'm going to do some yoga, you know. Okay, that's a woman's idea of a eat, love, pray weekend. My weekend was like, I'm going to load the bong up. I'm going to get some pizza. I'm going to jack off to some porn in the shower using this fancy lube, right? That was my eat, love, pray moment. But gosh darn it, if I haven't just been in a funk ever since then. I like how I'm talking about masturbating with new lube, but then I can't say, God damn it. Like, well, let's not be offensive, Tim. Let's not do that. Yeah, man, I've just kind of been in a funk. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's because it's around Valentine's Day. Look, Valentine's Day is commercialized and yada, yada, yada. But this is like, I don't know, the second or third Valentine's Day I've been single in my entire life. So, you know, all you guys got your hearts ripped out and destroyed when you were young. I'm getting it, you know, at my age. And when they're ripping it out, they're like, there's a lot of artery blockage. You're not going to live long, and also crush your fucking hopes and dreams. And yeah, just a real shitty couple of days. And I had to write my gratitude journal yesterday that inspires me, motivates me, and keeps me going forward. Had to write that you will survive you have survived all of the hardest days of your life, just like you will survive this one. Or something to that effect. Made me feel real alpha. I wanted to go climb a mountain, wear some army fatigues, talked about how my father didn't hug me enough, and instead I did nothing but think about, right? Did nothing but think about, I thought, I was like, there's two journal entries. There was the alpha entry at the beginning of the day, and then the evening was like, I don't know if I've ever thought so much about often myself as I have today, which is probably, there's been worse times. I mean, I didn't write a letter or anything like that like I have in the past. Spoiler alert, right? Yeah, I'm just tired. Like I got bullshit I got to deal with, with the bankruptcy and all that, which of course I keep my head in the sand like, I should keep delaying it. Business shit. I'm just like, hey guys, here's this plan I want to do. And people are like, that's awesome. I'm out. And you're just like, oh, okay, cool. So I already was on low energy, I was low gas before, and now you're telling me that the load just got twice as heavy, and I got to still climb up this mountain. Okay, all right. Then again, I go back to my little note card here. It says, no one is coming to save you. You have to do this alone, which sucks. So then I started looking at shit to buy online. Maybe I need a new camera. Maybe I need a book on Willie Nelson. I bought one of those two things. If you said the book on Willie, you're correct. I get 2 pages into that. I'm already bored. It's like, am I dyslexic? Am I just stupid? Do I not know how to read? Or why is it that I keep looking for external things to bring me internal happiness? And before you start typing about accepting the Lord into my heart to fill the void, save your breath. Okay, save your Twitter fingers and type them with your moose knuckles, okay? I want to look for internal. I want to be happy no matter what, internally, so that I don't have to rely on anything external, whether it be physical goods, whether it be religion, whether it be monetary stuff. I'd like to do that. I don't know how to do that. I'm not Russell Brand, okay? I didn't get to bang Katy Perry, walk away from her, and then become successful after that. What the fuck is going on? Am I upset because, holidays? Man, I'm really a bitch when it comes to that bong, huh? Can't even take one hit without coughing. I'm sure it's not the 10 years of continuous pot use that have probably COPD'd my lungs. Not that at all. Is like, am I upset because, I'm not with my ex-girlfriend who gave me one of the best Valentine's days ever? Like, that's the problem, man. Keep looking at that and going, I fucked that up. I should have married her. Oh, I screwed up. And then it's like, well, no, there were plenty of reasons why we shouldn't be together, and it's probably healthier if we weren't. But fuck, you have a meal. You think it's a bad meal. You go, oh, shit, that meal was terrible. I can't wait till my next meal. And then the next meal never comes. After 2 years, you start thinking, man, maybe that meal wasn't so bad. Maybe I had that wrong. And that's not a good place to come from, a place of scarcity and lack and fear. But fuck if it's not the truth sometimes, It's like, bro, I'm 42. Maybe it's because I've been listening to a shitload of Kevin Samuels lately. I don't know how I found this man. I think I found one of his, I don't want to say attack videos, but where he just lays it out pretty honestly to ladies. And of course, they take that about as well as I would take it, I'm sure. And it's just like, oh shit, man. Yeah. I mean, what the fuck? What I originally was going to talk about, we'll talk about until I come up with some more thoughts, I guess, on my impending death, right? Kidding, everybody, calm down. No plan is made. No attempt shall be taken. But what I want to talk about was how I was a stinky kid this past week. The stinky kid where everyone's like, what the fuck? And everyone looking at you and all that. A friend of mine came into town, right? Rock star, musician, no big deal. Comes into town, we have a good time. We get invited to someone else's house for an after party. Now, I'm being intentionally vague because that's what you do. You don't take photos. You don't call these motherfuckers out, right? You don't blow up their spot, if you will. Had a good time hanging at this person's house and all this stuff. But all night, people were mentioning, like, man, someone is crop dusting hard inside of Blue Light, which is the place I like to go. And I was like, yeah, man, I smell it too. I don't know what it is. And then I was sitting in one of the place and I was like, what is that fucking smell? What is going on? And then I'm in the car headed to the party and I'm just like, okay. And someone mentioned, they're like, hey, who fucking farted? And I was like, I don't know. Anybody? I mean, it wasn't me, so we're all looking around the thing. And dude, I don't know how I came across it, but I came across a whiff of one of my shoes. And I immediately was like, oh, I have dog shit caked on the bottom of this 4 feet deep. That's the only reason why this shoe would smell like a crypt keeper opening up a fucking vault that had been underwater for 125 years. And they're like, oh, yeah, that smells wonderful, right? So I look at the bottom of the shoe, sparkling clean. What the fuck? And then as the night progresses and the evening progresses even more, by the way, when I get to the dude's house, I'm so self-conscious about it, I take my shoes off, right? Oh, man, hey, that's really nice of you, so you don't ruin my carpet. Don't mention it, dog. I'm just going to put these outside so that it doesn't stink up your whole fucking neighborhood. When I start doing the replay in the head, right? Like, what happened? What's going on? On the drive home, I'm like, all right, what's going on? Where did this come from? Then I remember, oh yeah, my dog did take him outside for like a few hours before I realized they were gone. Trying to convince myself that it was the dog breath, that somehow maybe it chewed on it, maybe it smells like dog. Who knows? But it couldn't possibly be me. And then I think to myself, well, Tim, that's weird. When you were back home, you wore no socks at all. You just apparently thought you lived in California. Or like, you know what? I'm not going to wear socks in these shoes anymore. And you did that for like 2 weeks straight. And you walked a ton, and you're fat, and you got sweaty feet, and maybe they don't smell like Cinnamon Toast Crunch like you think you'd smell like. Maybe it smells like maybe. Who knows? Maybe. Who knows, right? So I didn't self-admit because I really didn't put it all together until, pretty late into the evening. And I was already in the VIP section of the evening and I wasn't about to like self-eliminate, right? It's like here in Texas, they're like, look, if we're doing concerts, you got to be sitting down. And they got like, yeah, if you have any COVID symptoms, and people are like, yeah, I spent $200 a ticket to see this guy. But you're right. I'm gonna report when I have the sniffles. Not saying it's right. I'm just saying when you live in a COVID sanctuary state like I do in the state of Texas, and I'm going to call it the great state anymore. That's how bad you hurt me, Texas. So I was a stinky kid. Those shoes are gone. Replacements have been ordered. Life balance will be restored and renewed. And yeah, just a real shitty day today. Not as bad as yesterday. Definitely feel like I'm getting something accomplished by at least recording these thoughts of my final podcast ever. Kidding. That would be me, though, by the way. Get 2 months into something and be like, I'm done. But working on it. See, I did all that to prevent that. I spoke slowly. I didn't take what I thought to be too big of a hit. I exhaled slowly. I took a drink. Everything seemed like it was fine. And then you go take that one deep breath and your lungs are like, fuck you. You get my point. I don't know if it's like a little depression, not being around family, if it's me falling back into my old routine. I will say the good thing about going away for a little while was nice to see that, hey, my routine might not have been as, set up for success as I thought it once was. So I'm making some changes there. It's way too early for me to be like, do this, right? I'm going to be the guy that has like one salad and then starts releasing weight loss video. So like, y'all, I'm going to tell you something. Yesterday I was 340 pounds. Today I'm 337. I want to tell you about my weight loss journey. Yesterday I took a good shit and had me a salad and I dropped 3 pounds. Yeah, these Kevin Samuels videos, very interesting. A lot of levels to unpack there. One side seeing the business and the growth, seeing the multiple pivots he takes from just being a style and image guy to then, hey, man, let me tell you what you need to do to improve your life. Finds a little bit of success there. Then he flips to women. Hey, let me tell you where you're fucking up and, not getting married, specifically in the African-American community. Should mention that I'm African-American. Kevin is white as a ghost. He's like Gary Owen white. Kidding. Roles reverse there. Except I'm not Gary Owen because I don't have his money or his soon-to-be ex-wife. Whole point is his videos are great to watch, very informative, but they're very factual, but they can be tough to take, And a lot of these ladies don't like the information that he's given, and candidly, a lot of the men don't like it either, because it's... Dan Kennedy said once, you are not your customer, and I think that's one of the things I forget all the time, because... I don't mind going to therapy. I don't mind working on my shit. I don't mind having down days and struggling and being open with it. And I'm not saying that's the path for everyone. It's just the path I've chosen to take. And who knows, maybe I'll alter it later. But the whole point being that, I think, other people will want to do that. And it's like, man, I get friends. They had shit they have to work on forever. They don't want to do it. They either don't have the money, they don't have the time, they don't have the bandwidth, for whatever reasons. So... whereas I would look at some of that stuff. And again, I'm looking at myself through the best case scenario of like, you're going to give me a list of everything that's wrong with me. And I'll just be like, okay, no emotion. I'll fix that. It's totally different than when they're like, all right, man, well, you're about 100 pounds overweight. You need to grow about 6 inches. You need to totally fix your communication style when it comes to dating and women. You need to, these big rocks and that big rock, we got to crack them all down. So it sounds fun at the beginning, but, it's a lot of fucking work. And a lot of people aren't up for that. And I definitely am not coming as someone that's like, I'll take on any challenge. There's plenty of shit I've put my head in the sand for prolonged periods of time because it just got overwhelming, Life can just get fucking overwhelming, and sometimes you just do what you do to survive, and then that becomes the normal. And you forget. It's like, oh, man, yeah, hold up. It's difficult for me because when I see me, I only see the failures. Rarely, if ever, the successes. I don't trust my gut, my intuition. I constantly am searching for the next thing, external things to bring me happiness. Or when I get bored of something, let's try this, let's try that. I lost money, property, status, a wife, a staff, a girlfriend. So when I look at me, like, that's who I fucking see. But when others look at me, they're like, oh, man, you're fine. You'll do it again. This is going to be the greatest comeback ever, man. Now it's time to write your story. Now, everybody just sees it like, oh, man, you're going to brush that off your fucking shoulder and bounce right back. And I'm just like, motherfuckers, I was the stinky kid at a party because I didn't realize my fucking feet, not my feet, the shoes stunk so fucking bad. And you think I'm going to be self-aware enough to be like, not even you think I got enough self-esteem to believe I can fucking do that? I mean, I don't even shower and brush my teeth on a regular basis right now. I'm so depressed. Relax, I got a shower today. Always feels good, but you're just like, I don't know, no one's going to see me today. Why do I need to take a shower? Why do I need to brush my teeth, And that's depression signs. And, this is why I stopped my last podcast, because I felt like every episode was becoming like this. And I promised you at the beginning, and I will promise you that this is not what I want this to be. I don't mind sharing this shit occasionally, but I don't want this to become a suicide watch podcast, But at the same time, I felt like you need to know, I needed to get it out, and this is my fucking therapy in a way, in terms of like trying to work through the shit and figure it out. It's just tough. And I got more fucking shit I need to do, and I don't want to do any of it. And then I got a business, to work on. The parts of it seem to be becoming increasingly difficult. If I was with my friend Rachel Fay, my associate, we're associates. I love Rachel. She has love and respect for me, but we're not friends. And I don't mean that negatively. It's just that we haven't talked in years. We're associates, and that's cool. But if I was with her, she'd be like, I want you to tell me some positive things about life right now. And it is the truth, you know. I'm not fucking behind bars yet. You know, I have my freedom. I just got to spend weeks with my parents, which, you know, I know people who have lost their parents that would kill for a fucking phone call, let alone 2 weeks in the same house with the person. You know, I know this crazy fucking brain of mine, as long as I don't get it smashed in doing MMA drills, which I don't do anymore, you know, like, we'll figure it out. It's just like jumping out of a plane for me. It's like, all right, we sure we got this fucking shoe packed? Yep, sure if I pull this thing. You know, like I took ski lessons. I know I'm all over the place. Fuck you, it's my podcast. I took ski lessons back in the day. I took one ski lesson, and the guy told me to do something with my legs. I did it exactly how he told me to do it, and the desired result didn't happen. And I fucking stopped, kicked those things off, and was like, fuck you, I'm out. Now, was that because Sonny Bono had been taken out by a tree skiing and I did not want to meet the same fate? Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. It's just hard for me to jump out of that fucking plane and trust, like, okay, you've done this 100 times, right? Yep. Everything is the same. Yep. You've done everything you can to prepare for it. Yep. Okay, well, let's jump. And then be like, all right, pull the fucking chute. And then you do, and something happens. And it's like, what the fuck? And you go into panic mode instead of expecting something to happen. And then when you going back, right? If you do that, the downside of that is that you're just rigid and breakable because that's not life. That's not realistic. I only do this as long, you know, I only invest in stocks as long as they go up. But I've had that perception of life at times, you know. I'm 42 years old. I've had 5 years of shit. So what's that, 37 years of not bad, decent, maybe even good? But what do I think about the last 5? It's like I was married for 7 years. I've been fucking depressed for 5, you know. To quote my very good friend Alicia, it's time to get over it, Tim. I think that's a nice version of what she told me. And it's like, fuck, I want to. Trust me, I do. So I take my meds every day. That's why I do my therapy. It's why, you know, I write down my thoughts. It's why I try to change certain behaviors. And still, I'm the fucking stinky kid at the party with the rock stars where we had a great time, listened to some music, heard some people be like, hey, man, you want to play that song and then I'll sing it? It's like, yeah, hey, the guy we just paid thousands of dollars to play. Yeah, I really don't want to hear him sing or play that guitar. I'd like to hear you, random fan with a 1,000-year cigarette voice, to sing your favorite, you know, fucking version of Tyler Childers' Feather Indian for the 9, you know. It's just like, you're right, man. These guys just came off stage. The last thing I'd ever want to do is hear more of the reason why I'm fucking here. Cool. This is great. It's a great time, by the way. Great host, great drinks, great company. It was just wonderful. I joke because it was a great evening. And it was a good time, but that part I just cracked up. Hey, man, you want to play that song? Then I'll sing it. It's like, how about you let him fucking play and sing? And we'll just sit over here in the peanut gallery of Operation Shut the Fuck Up and let it go. How about that, huh? Huh? Can we do that? No? Yeah? No? To quote the great Tim Castleman, I have survived all of my worst days and will survive this one too. Until next time, folks, I'll do better. I'll do better.